Hello, dear friends. Today we will continue to look at the diary of a Red Army soldier. He was a soldier participating in the defense of the besieged Leningrad, with famine as the worst enemy. Looking at this diary, we will see if we can figure out all the horror that was happening in this city and the tragedy of the Soviet people in general. Now let's start. February 28, 1942. This was my first time on guard duty after my disease. It was an easy job, nothing for me to do here. I sent my first letters home to my mother and brother, not sure if they will reach them or not. March 1st. I began very ill with diarrhea, so I had to suffer till the 7th, when a high fever finally broke me. March 7th. I was hospitalized in the infirmary, where I was given no treatment, but only powders, that is all. I realized nobody wanted to have anything to do with you if you ran out of strength and could not work anymore. March 15th. They moved me to the hospital Novaya Ladoga. I was well cared for and welcomed. March 16th. The day passed well. My pains became less intense. March 17th. I feel quite good. I suppose the diarrhea is gone, but the stomach pains are not. It seems that I will be soon discharged from the hospital. It is really sad, as it is warm and clean in here. March 18th. All the same. March 19th. Same, nothing new, but I was a little anxious that I was to be sent to the Volkov hospital due to my bad hearing, so I would no longer join my unit. March 20th. During dinner, the third course did not appear. March 21st. We received no white bread, as we had nothing. March 23rd. They wanted to discharge me, but at the last second, I was left to be treated because I was too weak. March 29th. I was discharged and sent to my unit. When I left hospital, I met a group of my comrades, who gave me some bread and information about the place of my unit. On the same day, the 29th, I was in my unit. Everyone welcomed me well, and I was sent to the command unit. March 30th. I was allowed 2 days of rest. I got a letter dated January 28, 1942 from my wife. Wife wrote me that she was alive and she was in Volochyok City, but my father was not very well. His illness was serious. March 31st. I was on rest and gathering up my belongings, which were scattered. Since March 29th till April 8th, I was in the village of Pesky. It is 8 kilometers away from Staraya Ladoga. Throughout those days, I got 2 letters written from home, and got to know that my wife was still alive, and she was in an apartment in Volochyok. April 1st. I took over my duties as a company orderly, so the day went well. April 2nd. I was also on the post. April 5th. I was repairing the furnace in the bathhouse. I went to wash myself in the bathhouse in Volkov. There I saw people wounded at the front and captured Germans. The soldiers who came from the front seemed very terrible because of the cold and hunger. All of them were tattered, sick, and filthy. And what is worse, they were starving. April 6th. I got an assignment to leave for Leningrad on a mission. I will probably leave on the 8th. I got a letter from my mother, where I was told that my father died and was buried on March 25th. What a terrible loss for me. It is all the goddamn war. April 8th. I moved out to Leningrad, and in the morning of April 9th, I was in my battalion. April 9th. Such a good thing I was in Kronstadt and visited my mother, but I did not see my father, since he was already buried. April 10th. I was on duty as orderly and stood guard and fell asleep, for which I was reprimanded. April 19th. Everything was going on the usual way all these days. Sometimes at work, sometimes on guard duty, and from 10th to 20th, everything was going well. I got a letter from my mother through my comrade, saying that the evacuation from Kronstadt was cancelled. April 20th. I went by referral to the doctor in the polyclinic to have my degree of hearing loss assessed, and the doctor did not even take a look, but clearly stated that there was nothing wrong, that I was healthy, and that this would not be a question of discussion. That day I was detained by patrols for incorrectly filled out mission order and I was taken to the commandant's office of Leningrad, where they threw me into a cold basement like a dog and kept me there for 24 hours. All that time I was not given any food or water. April 21st. At 9 a.m., I was allowed to leave the commandant's office, and by noon, I arrived to my unit, where I was not punished. April 22nd. I was on guard duty and kept watch over the vehicles. It was the easiest job, very simple. April 26th. The days went on as normal. I bought a Moscow Assembly pocket watch and paid 1.5 kilos of bread and 500 rubles for it. The bread costs 600 rubles now. Altogether, it resulted that I bought the watch for 1,100 rubles. April 27th. The staff from the automobile plant started gathering the belongings for the relocation. April 28th. They left to some place, Zhrevka Station, which is located further away from Priutino. April 29th. The 6 of us were left as sentries at the same place. The life is calm, but starving. April 30th. The day went normally. I was on guard duty, and on the 31st I was on guard duty as well. We had nothing for the holiday, and had to go out with a scanty provision. May 1st. I made a good start on this day, even though I was very hungry. Anyway, I managed to get 0.5 liters of vodka, what made me very happy. May 2nd. Things got better for me. I got some vodka again and ate a good dinner. May 3rd. Not bad at all. I got vodka again, also got fish, had a hearty meal. May 4th. I bought another watch, and my financial affairs got better. I would not go hungry anymore. May 3rd and 4th. I met Professors Lebedeva and Bondarev. They are employees of the Botanical Garden. They are very good people. May 9th. The days went by without change as usual. I used to go on guard duty, then to the bathhouse, where I bathed very well. I got some soy milk, and I enjoyed it a lot, so it was a pleasant day. May 11th. I sent money to my mother, 1,000 rubles. I found out from the letter I got on the 10th that my mother was ill. I bought a cigarette case and gave 100 rubles for it. May 14th. I visited the doctor because of my bad hearing, and no one takes any notice of me. In fact, my hearing became very bad. May 18th. Tonight there was a heavy air attack on Leningrad. However, it was beaten off by our anti-aircraft gunners. May 20th. Sending my telegram to Kronstadt, I got no answer. Second time on the 20th, I sent money to my mother, 1,000 once again. There still was no answer to my telegrams. May 21st. Today I submitted documents for a medical commission. May 22nd. I passed a medical commission, where I was offered a discharge from military service, and they might have let me return home, but I myself refused to leave the army due to supply difficulties. May 23rd. A day passed with no particular change. I was on guard duty and did yard work. May 24th. I got a joyful surprise. I got a letter from my wife in Volochyok. It was the only letter I have received since 1941, September 21st. May 25th. I sent money to my wife of 1,500 rubles, a letter and a telegram. May 26th. I received a letter from my mother. She says that she has received the telegram, but she has not yet got the money. I also got a postcard from my mother and information from my brother Ivan. He is in the Kolpino direction. May 27th. I sent a letter to my brother at the front line and to my wife in the Kalinin region. May 30th. I met Professor Fedchenko, a botanist. Such admirable people. Their kindness, welcome, and treatment of people are their essential qualities. This scientific staff always impresses me, and it offends me deeply that I was born among peasants and was not able to get a worthy education so that to become a person useful to society in the best possible way. Despite the fact that I pretend that I am well educated and tried to hold myself to this height, I feel it with my soul, that it is an unseemly and even nasty thing for me to do. May 31st. So the whole month has gone by. During all this time, I was not much hungry, and the work was very interesting. Even though there was plenty of it, it was interesting. Nothing is happy about everything, however. I wanted to buy chrome boots, but there is no size, and there is money, but no goods. When there is a goods, there is no money. And that is all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe so you can support the channel. Bye everyone, and see you later.